I just wasn't feeling like what I was doing meant anything. And I felt very purposeless. I felt aimless.
Freddie Tavarish Hernandez just bought a car that doesn't run, will never run again according to experts. A McLaren P1 hypercar, one of 375 ever made, completely destroyed by Hurricane Ian flooding. He paid $575,000 for it. His accountant probably cried. His friends definitely called him crazy, but here's the thing nobody understood. Freddie wasn't buying a car. He was buying a reason to get out of bed, because 6 months earlier, his marriage had ended after 16 years.
I don't want to get too into my personal details, but like one of the reasons why I live in a house that is not my previous house is because my marriage did not work out.
His best friend walked away without explanation. He'd gained 80 pounds and lost interest in the one thing he'd built his entire life around: cars. Oh, and there was a rumor spreading through every car forum online. Something about another YouTuber's fiance, a secret relationship, and behavior off camera that destroyed friendships. A rumor Freddie has never addressed, not once. 3 million subscribers thought they knew Tavarish, the guy who always had the answer, the guy who could fix anything, the guy who never quit. They had no idea he was barely holding on. This is the real story of how divorce nearly destroyed YouTube's most optimistic car channel and the controversial scandal that still follows him. Welcome back to Tuna No Crust, the largest car TV show news on YouTube. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's roll. Before we get to the scandal, you need to understand where Freddie came from, because what he lost? He'd already lost everything once before. 3-year-old Freddie Hernandez arrives in Elizabeth, New Jersey with his parents. They're fleeing the collapsing Soviet Union with literally nothing. No money, no connections, no backup plan. The first year's brutal. They could barely afford food, but here's the thing about people who've survived that level of poverty. They don't quit easily. By the late 1990s, through sheer force of will, his parents bought a house. The impossible became possible. Remember that. It's going to be important later. At 12, Freddie picks the username Tavarish, Russian for comrade, a small tribute to his roots. He has no idea it'll one day be worth millions. Fast forward to 2011. Freddie's writing car articles on Apida Online, sharing them in Facebook groups, hustling for every reader. His writing catches the eye of Jalopnik, the biggest automotive blog on the internet, but they don't just offer him a job. So in June 2014, Freddie writes them a letter, not a polite inquiry, an aggressive pitch. I have content nobody else is writing. I'll work for free. Just give me a shot. 1 month later, he's hired. Suddenly, he's meeting his heroes: Adam Carolla, Henrik Fisker, Alex Roy. For a kid who arrived in America with nothing, this is validation. But here's where it gets interesting. Freddie's YouTube channel existed since 2006, but it sat basically dead for almost a decade. Random uploads, low views, nothing special. Then in 2016, he figured out the formula that would make him rich. Buy exotic cars that are completely destroyed, cars nobody in their right mind would touch, then bring them back from the dead. A $3,000 Mercedes-Benz S-Class with 200,000 miles, an Aston Martin V8 Vantage for the price of a Camry, an $8,900 Mercedes SL 55 AMG that should have been in a Crusher. His pitch was simple: you don't need to be rich to own a cool car. For millions of people who'd always thought supercars were out of reach, Tavarish was proof that the game was rigged, but you could hack it. By 2017, 130,000 subscribers. By 2024, over 3 million. The money started rolling in: brand deals, sponsorships, ad revenue. Freddie moved from New Jersey to Central Florida, bought a 3,000 square foot house on an acre of land, then built his dream shop, 5,200 square feet of pure automotive paradise. And through it all, there was his wife. They met in 2006, started dating. She was there for the whole ride up. In one social media post that would later feel haunting, Freddie wrote about how she stayed with him when they lived in a 100 square foot room in his parents' house for 3 years, surviving on less than minimum wage, sharing a space the size of a walk-in closet. Some women really just put it all on black and let it ride, he wrote. They got married in 2013 after 7 years together. She stayed largely out of the spotlight while Freddie became the face of the channel, the supportive partner behind behind the camera, the one who believed in him when he had nothing. By 2016, they're living in Florida. The channel's exploding, money's coming in, everything looks perfect from the outside. But here's what nobody tells you about YouTube's success. It doesn't save relationships. Sometimes it destroys them. COVID hits, production stops, everyone's isolated. But for Freddie, the pandemic is just the beginning. His house catches fire, significant damage. The McLaren 675 LT he's building, engine blows up, and then the thing he can't fix with a wrench, he falls into a deep depression. Fans start noticing something's wrong. The upload schedule that used to be clockwork regular starts faltering. Videos come slower. Social media posts get sporadic, then stop entirely. On car forums, people start asking, "Is Tavarish okay?" Then Freddie posts something that sends shockwaves through his community. He's 255 pounds. He's lost interest in cars. Read that again. The guy whose entire life is cars, whose identity is cars, has lost interest in cars. That's not burnout. That's something breaking. He takes a hiatus, says he tested positive for COVID, mentions personal setbacks. Returns eventually, but something's different. The energy's gone. The spark's dimmed. What fans don't know, what Freddie isn't saying, is that his marriage is disintegrating. In 2022, after 16 years together, 9 of them married. Freddie and his wife divorced. No announcement video, no drama, no explanation, just silence. In January 2023, he posts a video titled, "I Can't Do This Anymore." It hints at changes but reveals nothing specific. For a platform built on oversharing, Freddie's silence is deafening. Friends later reveal he fell into a crushing depression. The garage that used to be his sanctuary became a tomb of memories. Close friends admitted that at his lowest point, Freddie questioned whether he wanted to keep living. The divorce wasn't just emotionally devastating, it was financially brutal. Lawyers, asset division, property splits, and with reduced video output, his channel income was plummeting just as his expenses skyrocketed. For the first time since he was a broke kid in Elizabeth, Freddie considered quitting, selling everything, walking away from cars forever. But then something else happened, something that would damage his reputation far more than the divorce ever could. Around the same time, Jared Pink, Freddie's right-hand man for years, disappears from the channel. Jared had been everywhere in Tavarish videos. They co-hosted Wrench Every Day together. They had genuine chemistry. Freddie had given Jared cars, treated him like family. In November 2021, they'd appeared on the Smoking Tire podcast together, seeming like the perfect team. By 2022, Jared was gone. On camera, everything seemed amicable. Freddie congratulated Jared on hitting 200K subscribers, wished him well, professional, polite, but behind the scenes, Jared dropped a bomb. "I left due to behavior off camera I didn't agree with." That's it. That's all he said. No elaboration, no details, no explanation. Just that one sentence, and then silence. The timing was impossible to ignore. Freddie's divorce, Jared's sudden exit, that cryptic statement about behavior off camera. The car community went wild with speculation, and then the rumor started spreading. I need to be crystal clear about this. This is an unverified rumor. There is no concrete evidence. Neither Freddie nor anyone else has confirmed it, but it's been circulating for years, and it's devastated his reputation whether it's true or not. According to widespread speculation on Piston Heads, Reddit, and car forums everywhere, here's what supposedly happened. Freddie allegedly started a relationship with the fiance of Robert Dunn, another YouTuber known as Aging Wheels. Robert had famously made a video in February 2020 documenting how he handmade his fiance's engagement ring, a beautiful romantic gesture shared with hundreds of thousands of viewers. The rumor suggests this relationship developed while Freddie's marriage was falling apart, that it contributed to his divorce, that it was the behavior off camera that made Jared walk away. Again, no proof, no confirmation, no statements from anyone involved, just whispers that spread like wildfire. Forum posts, citing hints and insider knowledge, puzzle pieces that seem to fit together a little too perfectly. Freddie has never addressed it, not once. Complete radio silence. And that silence, some people see it as respecting privacy, others see it as confirmation. The ambiguity is killing his reputation either way. While rumors swirl online, Freddy's real life is imploding. The YouTube algorithm is ruthless. Disappear for a few weeks and you're forgotten. His views are tanking, subscribers are drifting to other channels, brand deals are evaporating. The cars that made him famous, the exotic builds, the expensive projects are now financial anchors. Storage costs, maintenance, parts, and no consistent content to pay for any of it. Sponsors need active, energetic content. They don't care about your divorce or your depression or your rumors. They need deliverables. Money gets tight just as expenses pile up. The irony is almost poetic. The man who built a career resurrecting broken machines can't fix his own broken life. Friends later admitted Freddy talked about selling everything. The cars, the equipment, the dream garage, just walking away from it all. For a guy who'd never quit anything in his life, that's how close to the edge he was. After months of silence and struggle, Freddy makes a move that seems completely insane. Christmas Day 2022. He posts on Instagram, "If this gets 40,000 likes, I'll buy a flood-damaged McLaren P1. Not just any P1. This one was destroyed by Hurricane Ian. Number 348 of only 375 ever made. Worth $2 million in perfect condition. Now, complete garbage. Saltwater destroyed everything. Engine, electronics, interior, wiring, total loss. Every expert said the same thing. That car is dead. You can't fix that." The post gets 40,000 likes. Freddy buys it for $575,000. It's the craziest purchase of his life. It'll cost hundreds of thousands more to rebuild. It'll never lose its salvage title. It'll never be worth what he puts into it. But here's the thing, Freddy doesn't care about the money, because if you can take something that everyone says is completely destroyed, something that should be written off as a total loss, and bring it back to life, maybe you can do the same thing with yourself. The P1 project becomes Freddy's therapy. Frank Stevenson, the legendary designer who created the original P1, plus the BMW X5, Ferrari F430, and modern Mini, reaches out. They collaborate on something unprecedented, the P1 Evo, a redesigned, long-tail hypercar aimed at becoming the fastest McLaren ever built. Stevenson redesigns almost every body panel, adds a stabilizing fin, a roof-mounted snorkel, a radically extended rear with advanced aerodynamics. The engine, completely destroyed by saltwater, gets rebuilt by Cannonball Garage with bespoke turbochargers from Tachyon, the same Dutch company that built the P1's original turbos. Target 1,500 plus horsepower. Every destroyed part he replaces becomes a metaphor. Every challenge he overcomes is proof he's not done yet. SEMA 2023. Freddy rolls the partially completed P1 Evo onto the show floor. Crowds go wild. The videos documenting the build start racking up millions of views. The algorithm notices. The momentum returns. For the first time in years, Freddy can breathe again. By 2023, Freddy's back. New relationship, new happiness, working on his health. The 255 pounds are coming down. Today, 3 million subscribers, nearly 500 million views, $3 million net worth. He owns a mansion in Florida. The P1 Evo project continues. Jared Pink has the questionable garage. They don't talk. The Car Trek crew welcome Freddy back. Some bridges survived, but here's what success cost. A marriage that survived poverty couldn't survive fame. A best friend who walked away without explanation. A reputation damaged by rumors he won't address. Mental health struggles that nearly ended everything. Freddy never talks about the divorce, never addresses the rumors. His channel description still reads, "My name is Tavarish, and I make videos about buying, modifying, and breaking cars. I also have opinions, most of which are wrong." What really happened with Jared? Is the aging wheels rumor true? What was the behavior off camera? He's not talking. Maybe he never will. But here's what we know for sure. The guy who survived Soviet poverty, built an empire, and nearly lost. Everything is still here. Still in his garage. Still rebuilding that impossible P1. The woman who stayed with him in a 100 square foot room is gone. The friend who appeared in hundreds of videos is gone. The perfect image is shattered. But Freddy's still turning wrenches, because that's what he does when everything breaks. He rebuilds.